Hello, this is saxophonist Antonio Parker, and this is a conversation in jazz, where we are promoting jazz, telling the stories. Our guest today is the wonderful jazz bassist, Mr. Ameen Saleem. Please join us in this enlightening conversation. We ask you to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so we can let you know when we are posting another video or going live. We also ask you to donate to our Cash App in order to support the channel and help us to produce future videos. Our Cash App is $Jazzology101. That's $Jazzology101. Enjoy the video. Hi, this is saxophonist Antonio Parker, and this is a conversation in jazz. Our guest today is one of the young lions of the jazz bass. His music is firmly rooted in the straight-ahead jazz tradition, but also encompasses a broad range of musical styles and genres. He is equally proficient on the electric bass as well as the acoustic bass. He is also the last bassist to play in the band of the late great jazz trumpeter, the one and only Mr. Roy Hargrove. Please welcome my good brother, the wonderful bassist, Mr. Ameen Saleem. Brother Ameen, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for the introduction.
Yes, sir. Great to see you, man.
Yeah, man.
Welcome to a conversation in jazz.
Pleasure to be here.
Yes, sir. First, I just want to just congratulate you on all your success, man. I remember we was gigging,
Yeah, man.
gigging around these places, and you kind of just took off, man, and doing some wonderful things. I follow you, on YouTube, so man,
That's what's up.
you representing the DMV on the highest level.
Hey, man.
Just know that.
Big shoes to fill, you know?
Yes, sir.
DC
Yes, sir.
always had the cats.
Yes, sir. And so we're gonna learn some more about your history. What we do here, man, we learn the story behind the story.
Okay.
So I get to learn some things about you I didn't know.
Yeah.
So, my first question I always ask people, who is Ameen Saleem?
I'm a dude from DC.
That dude from DC.
When it all boils down to,
Yeah.
things that are important to me, like family
Yeah.
and good times, basically.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah, you always had this kind of laid back kind
Yeah, I
of.
be chilling, man.
Were you always like that as a kid?
I think so, because I have 4 sisters, so...
Okay. No brothers?
No, I was the middle child, so
Okay.
that probably has something to do with my
Gotcha.
calmness.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. I'm a listener. I observe.
Yeah. I'm the total opposite. I'm high struck. I got to calm myself down.
It's all good. It's all good.
Now, what has this journey been like for you, man? I mean, like, and we're gonna go back, but the whole spectrum of it. And you still riding it.
Hey, man. Started classically at the DC Youth Orchestra program.
Mm-hmm.
It was at Coolidge. I was about 12. Actually didn't choose bass. It was the only instrument available at the time.
Okay, we're gonna talk about how you got to the bass.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, do you ever pinch yourself, like to see do you ever reflect on where you've come from,
Yeah.
and when you're out there touring and playing with the cats on a very high level?
The journey has definitely been a great experience. From starting young, when I was young, looking at older cats play, and just thinking, wow, that seems cool,
Yeah.
But I was still actually learning how to walk a bass, so I was just like, if I could just learn how to play a bass line, maybe I could get some gigs and get on these festivals. I'm thankful.
Good. That's what's up. Yeah.
I've lived a good life, seen a lot of things. I'm in a good place right now, and
Okay.
it's through the journey of music.
Could you see where you are now back then?
No. Not at all. I couldn't see that. Never thought I would, seen the world so many times.
Yeah.
Met people all over the world. To move, abroad. But, no, I could never have thought this.
Wow. So let's go. Your name is Ameen Saleem.
Yeah.
So that's a Muslim name, right?
Yeah.
Did you come up in a Muslim environment?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
you're Muslim?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Does your name have any significance? You know, I know sometimes names.
Well, my full name is Ameen Sultan Saleem.
Okay.
So Ameen means trustworthy, Sultan, or like king, ruler, and Saleem, like from salam, peace.
Yeah.
So my name means trustworthy ruler who makes peace.
Do you represent that name well?
I try to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm a very trustworthy guy. And you know me, I'm laid back.
Yeah,
I'm always
no
peaceful. Try to avoid drama. And as far as the ruler, I don't know about that, you know,
Yeah.
because I like to work with people.
Yeah. But you certainly rule your space on the bandstand, boy.
Oh, yeah.
You hold that Joe down.
Hey,
Try to tell you. So where you originally from?
I'm from D.C.
Born and raised?
Born and raised.
What part of D.C. you from?
Northeast.
From Northeast?
Yeah.
Well, I teach over there in Northeast.
Mostly in Trinidad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Dang, man.
Yeah, but we also lived on Foot Street and Edgewood Street, but we ended up in Trinidad in West Virginia, across from Guyudet.
Wow, I know that area well.
Yeah.
You grew up right there?
Right there, yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. I taught at Brown. My first year teacher was at Brown Junior High.
I know
You remember Brown?
Yeah, yeah.
I had I had some kids from Trinidad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What was it like when you were coming up in DC?
DC was hard, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in the tail end of the real DC.
Yeah.
You know, post crack babies, 80s, you know. I lived through that, you know.
Yeah.
I've been robbed, you know, been in fights,
You been robbed?
Yeah, in the neighborhood, man.
Wow.
Yeah, my neighborhood used to be bad.
Yeah, I know.
Now they call it, well, Trinidad's still there, but they have like Noma and all this other stuff. I mean, I like the changes that they're doing to the neighborhood, but back in the day, it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that.
So how were you able to get through and navigate that coming up in that kind of environment?
Well, my elementary school was pretty close, so I didn't have so many problems there. And when I went to junior high school, I would just get on the bus, and I went to Jefferson Junior High School.
Okay.
So I was out of the immediate
Yeah.
drama
Yeah.
and focused really on school. And that was great.
You had to hold them hands?
Huh?
You had to hold them hands?
At school?
In the neighborhood?
Yeah, in the neighborhood.
People tried, you had to hold them?
Yeah, but people even try you in school. Like,
Yeah.
I had situations at Jefferson.
Really?
But usually all of my fights came from somebody talking about my family.
Gotcha.
Because family is very important to me.
Yeah.
So I think it's disrespectful you talk about somebody's
Yeah.
family. You talk about me all you want.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Don't
Don't talk about my mama. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He talked about my mama,
Wow.
and it went down.
Yeah.
But when I went to Duke Ellington, I caught one bus that was a block from my house, took me all the way across town. So
Gotcha.
it
Wow.
was good.
And what kind of, as a kid, what kind of music were you listening to?
I was listening to all types. I was listening to rock, go-go. I liked TLC. You know.
Really?
Yeah, Ooh on the TLC was the first tape that I bought. You know, tape.
Really? Oh, you had a tape?
Yeah, man.
That's my
I'm
school.
still old school.
Okay, you
I'm
okay?
saying,
You were back there with it?
I'm officially old school, man.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, analog. I caught the tail end of analog. Yes.
Now, did you come from? Were you the only? You said you had. We talked before the shit. You had four sisters,
Yeah, four sisters.
and you the only boy.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Wow. What was that like?
I don't know. I mean, it's all I know. You know.
Did they protect you like? Sisters have a way of, they want to protect their only brother?
I don't know, because I was always involved in things. When I was young, I was in Boy Scouts. Then I got into music, so I was always in a music class or something. Then I started going on school trips. But yeah, I guess you could say they're protective. I mean, more so, I see it more so now when I'm older. But you know, knowing then you don't realize it. I just know
Wow.
it's all I knew.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Or you the only one that played music or that
No,
pursued music?
they all played music at some point.
Really? So
Yeah.
y'all came up with music?
Yeah, we all went through the program, DC Youth Orchestra under
wow.
Lynn McLean. My older sister, she played percussion, and then the oldest played percussion. The older sister, she played bass also, Avina.
Really?
My younger sister, I had two younger sisters that played viola.
Wow.
Yeah.
So was it your parents who got you
Into music?
Into music?
Yeah, I mean, before I was in Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts, started getting into fights, you know.
Yeah, got you.
You know how it
Yeah.
happens. So that wasn't working anymore, so they put me into the music program.
Okay, beautiful.
They took me to because my little sisters and my older sisters were all in the program. So they took me there to check out and see what I would be interested in, which instrument,
Okay.
you know.
So was the bass your first instrument?
No, my first instrument was cello when I was like 3 or 4.
Wow.
But that was short-lived. I went to the Cub Scouts.
And you mentioned how'd you get into the bass?
Well, when they took me to check out the program, I was thinking about playing the French horn because I love that sound, you know, from like Jaws. I mean, it's just, yeah, man. And I listen to classical music, so
Okay.
I love that sound. But when I got to the program, all the classes were full except for bass. So they took me to the bass class, and Lafayette Jackson, the bass player, he's passed now. He played the Pink Panther on the bass, and he did it pizzicato with the fingers. So I thought that was cool. And
Wow.
so that's how I got stuck with bass.
So you started with the acoustic bass.
Yeah, man.
Now wasn't that thing bigger than you?
Yes.
So you had to drag that thing around?
Yeah, my father, he would take me.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up, man. Wow. Now, you were listening to classical music as a kid? You enjoyed classical music?
Yeah. Because I always liked movies, you know? And basically that's 80% of the vibe of a movie is classical music.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's like a period piece, you might have like some funk or something.
Yeah.
Or rock, depending on the story.
It's kind of strange for a cat in the hood, you know.
Yeah.
To really be. I mean, because I was in music, I was around music coming up, and the classical, man, I'd be talking about.
I mean, with some classical is like that, but you know, it's.
But you was really checking it out.
It's a big spectrum to classical music.
Yeah.
It's not all ballads.
Yeah.
It's never always ballads in any music.
Wow. So, did you start learning music formally?
Yeah.
You went to.
I went to the DC Youth Orchestra. Is how I started.
Now, what is the DC Youth Orchestra?
District of Columbia Youth Orchestra program. It was under the direction of Lynn McLean. Basically, it was a weekend program where, you know, ages like 4 to senior in high school could go there and get applied lessons and learn how to play an instrument. Once you learn how to play the instrument, you could audition to join the orchestra. And they had several orchestras. They had the beginning one, they had the junior orchestra, they had the youth orchestra.
Wow. Did you pick up music easily?
Easily, I don't know. I mean, I just know how I felt. I mean, I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed? Okay.
I didn't really think about it like that.
Well, you one of them cats that practiced a lot?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I started the DC Youth Orchestra program. I did that for a year, and then the next year I auditioned and got accepted to Duke Ellington. So,
wow.
Yeah, but when I got to Duke Ellington, I could barely read above middle C off the bass clef.
Wow. I interviewed Corcoran Holt, and he mentioned, y'all met there at the DC Youth Orchestra.
Yeah.
So you remember that meeting Corcoran?
Yeah, I remember Corcoran. I've been knowing Corcoran so long that I used to be taller than him. Big.
That's funny.
For real, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he did mention, and then y'all end up at Duke Ellington. Wow.
Yeah, I was a senior. He was a freshman. Him and Eric Willer.
Yeah, Eric Willer. Wow. Yeah. That's crazy, bro. And we're going to talk about them, too.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So now, like I was just telling you before we started interviewing, I was listening to your record, and we're going to talk about that later. And, man, you playing some electric on that joint.
Yeah, man.
I don't think I ever heard you play electric.
Yeah.
You know, I think we used to play, man, we used to hit at the HR.
Yeah.
You was doing that. Yeah. But, man, when did you pick up the electric?
I picked up the electric when I was at Duke Ellington. Like I said, we had maybe I didn't say, but we would have a lot of rehearsals after school, and you know they have the PTA meetings. So actually, one day there was a PTA meeting, and I had a late rehearsal, so I stayed and waited on my parents to get there. But when I was waiting, I heard a band playing down the hall on the third floor. So I walked in there. They were sounding good. They didn't have a bass player. They had 2 keyboards, a couple of horns, and drums. So I was like, "Y'all don't have a bass player?" They was like, "Nah." So I asked my father to buy me an electric bass, and I bought that bass to play in that band.
Oh, they were kind of a funk kind of band?
Yeah, like groove, like
Kind of
yeah,
groove
yeah,
band.
yeah.
Wow. And you taught yourself the electric.
Yeah.
Is there some similarities, like between it?
I mean, it's the same notes,
Okay,
you know,
okay.
and basses.
What about the fingering?
I mean, I find in fingering you can use your third finger a little bit more on the electric.
Okay.
On the upright, you have to be careful with that because you could break that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a lot of tension on it.
Yeah. And conceptually, they're 2 different instruments, right?
I mean, it depends on what music you're playing.
Yeah.
I mean, the groove depends on the tune. Depends on the moment. Depends
Wow.
on how you feel in that tune.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I prefer to walk a bass line on the acoustic.
Yeah.
But as far as when I walk a bass line on the electric, I think more of like a organ. I started checking out organ trios
Gotcha.
just for the electric vibe
Yeah. Wow.
and trying to swing.
Yeah. So as a bassist, are you when you listen to music, do you first gear into the bottom spectrum of the music? Is that your first?
It's never something consistent that I look for.
Wow.
You know, sometimes I like music for different reasons. It might be the actual sound of the recording, like the dirtiness of it, or the brightness, you know.
Wow.
Or I might hear like a keyboard sounding crunchy, you know, but I try to just put myself in the middle of all of it.
Okay.
Because as a bass player, literally that's what I do for my job. I'm literally in the middle of the stage, you know, holding support for everybody else.
Wow.
You know.
So when you listen to another bass player,
Yeah.
can you tell by their lines pretty much who that bass player is? Does every bass player have a signature thing?
I mean, yeah, different bass players have certain things, but when I recognize the bass player, it's less the notes and more the sound and the vibe.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, because I want to know somebody's sound.
Gotcha.
You know, I'm not trying to transcribe their lines. I just wanted to make me feel good.
Yeah. Wow.
I've never been one to transcribe a lot. Maybe I should have. You know,
You didn't do a lot of transcribing?
I did some, but no, I didn't do a lot. I mean, like I said, maybe I should have, but I think not doing so much, it kind of forced me more to figure out what I was trying to say.
Gotcha. And so when you walk in a line, a bass line, did somebody teach you how to walk a line, or you just kind of?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, I learned.
There's a science to walking the bass line?
Yeah, there's a science to walking the
Okay.
bass line. I mean, there are a lot of options to walking the bass line. And I learned from Steve Novosel. He taught me how to walk a bass line.
Wow.
Yeah. I think maybe even Corcoran and Eric too, maybe.
Who's that?
I think maybe even Corcoran and Eric also studied with Steve.
Really? Yeah.
Because he was working with the Duke Ellington School.
Yeah, I think according to.
But yeah, also I learned from Steve. But then I met James King, and he told me something that spoke volumes and stuck with me. He said, "Walking the bass line is like walking. That's why they call it walking. Like you walking down the street.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
know, you keeping a steady tempo. But you know, stuff happens. You know.
Yeah.
You know, he say maybe
might trip.
You might trip. Maybe there's a puddle that you got to jump over,
Wow.
or slide to the left.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a stop sign.
That's heavy.
It-
Yeah. I like to get them in the mind of other people, instruments that I don't play.
yeah.
See how y'all look at like drummers and bass. See how y'all kind of conceptualize things
Yeah.
musically. Wow. I wanted to ask you, were there any benefits that you got from being in the DC Youth Orchestra?
Yeah.
And what were some of the like?
Technical facility, and just the opportunity to be in such a big ensemble, playing in unison with other bass players. Bass.
Yeah, I noticed.
Most times bass players play solo.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the bass player and the band, but with the orchestra you have a whole section, and it's about having that trust. It's about learning how to play with people.
Yeah.
About learning how to follow a conductor.
And you study classical bass technique and all that sort of
Yeah,
thing?
I play German bow.
Okay. Yeah, that's wild because, and we're going to talk about, I call them the four basemen. You, Eric Wheeler, Ben Williams,
And Corcoran. Yeah.
Y'all the four basemen. No, was that the four horsemen? No, we
Like the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, the four horsemen. Y'all the four basemen. And y'all all like got incredible. Like y'all have really mastered that instrument. I could hear. I've always known y'all. It was like the instrument wasn't in a. Y'all got that. Y'all had that down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was that part of your the technical training that you?
Yeah,
you see those?
yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's beautiful, man. I went to school with Christian McBride.
Yeah.
And I was looking at one of his interviews, and he studied classical bass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays good. He plays really good bow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and so it makes sense that that y'all. I mean, the proficiency that y'all have on that instrument, man.
Yeah.
And I remember when I got to Howard, because I was just trying to bebop, but I was studying with Charlie Young, and he said, "Play me a C major scale." So I knew my scale, and he's talking about, your fingers are not even. So I'm like, what are you talking about? So Charlie got me saying the evenness of fingering, like going from one note to the next note. Because on the saxophone, certain notes can pop out just by the nature of the ergonomics or so of the instrument. So Charlie got me seeing it. So I really started getting in the technical aspect of the saxophone.
Yeah.
And it made a difference. Because a lot of people, they're trying to solo. We've been doing the jazz thing. We're trying to solo, but you got to learn that horn. You got to learn your instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really can appreciate that the technique of the instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah. And y'all got it down. Now, do you have perfect pitch?
No.
No. So you have good ears?
Yeah, I got good ears.
How'd you develop your ears?
Just listening.
Really?
Yeah. And when I went to Queens College, we had to hear the chords. You know how they have ear training. Mm-hmm. But even North Carolina Central, I studied ear training, and I studied a little bit of ear training at Duke Ellington. It's just working on it, playing a note, trying to play the different intervals. Mm-hmm. Trying to hear it. Did
you sing? Do any singing?
Not so much. I took a vocal class when I was in North Carolina Central because I had a gig with my band, and I wanted us to sing backgrounds for the vocalists.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
So
yeah, we did it in the Student Union in North Carolina Central.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. When'd you get exposed to jazz music?
Jazz? Probably, basically when I got to high school. I mean, my father, he liked jazz too, but he played mostly like the top 40s, R&B and stuff like that. But when I got to Duke Ellington, he started making a point to introduce me to other types of music. Mm-hmm. So that's when I got into jazz, just learning the tunes and reading through the real book.
Yeah. You and your pop was tight?
Huh?
You and your dad was tight?
Yeah, we good.
That's good, man. That's good. I think it's always good, man, to have that parental support.
Yeah.
Is your father a musician?
No.
No? All right.
No, he's a police officer. He's retired cop.
Oh, wow.
DC Police.
Wow. So when your parents, are they proud of you or your accomplishments?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So they can see all that hard work paid off, right?
They can see me, living and me, still doing it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
And getting to see the world.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, did you like jazz when you first heard it?
Yeah.
You really? Do you remember what song it was or what
I think the first thing I heard was like "Kind of Blue." I think.
kind of blue?
Yeah, that album.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you know that you were going to be a musician? Like that I wanted to pursue music like
In high school?
Yeah.
Well, when I got to high school, it's a funny story. David Yarbrough, he told me, he said, "What you want to do when you leave the school?" I was like, "Probably go to college and study like, I don't know, business, because I was good at math, you know."
Yeah.
He was like, "By the time you leave here, you're gonna go to school for music on a music scholarship,
Wow.
and it's going to be jazz." So I was like, "Okay, whatever." But it happened. You know, one day, senior year, I ran into Yarbrough in the hallway, and he said, "You about to audition for North Carolina Central today?" And I was like, "Okay." You know.
Wow.
And I went in there and I did it, you know. And afterwards, the director, Ira Wiggins, he said, "If we give you a scholarship, would you come to the school?" And I was like, "Yeah, maybe. I don't know." No, because at that time I had a band, you know, and I was also thinking about going to Howard, you know.
Okay.
So Howard, I got accepted to Howard. They offered me a scholarship, but they didn't offer me the room and board.
Gotcha.
So I was like, So in the end, my band, the guys who I started playing electric with, all of them were going to North Carolina Central because they were doing a recruiting trip.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so all of them were going in there. So at that point, I was like, yeah, I'm going.
So y'all went together?
Yeah.
Did y'all play down there too?
Of course we played down there.
that's
Actually, that's why I stopped playing classical music. I used to play in the Durham Symphony, but we got a gig on Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
When they rehearsed, so
You played in the symphony orchestra?
Yeah, Durham Symphony.
Wow. What is it like playing in the symphony orchestra?
It's fun. I mean, there's a lot of rehearsals, you know. I mean, the orchestra was cool. We didn't play anything too complicated in the bass chair, so it was kind of a drag having to do so many rehearsals and not so many gigs.
So are you a good reader?
Yeah, I can read.
Okay. Those things were strengthened in your fundamentals. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I study music. Like I said, the DC Youth Orchestra, Duke Ellington. Then I went to North Carolina Central. Then I went to Queens College.
Yeah. Was there a particular teacher that really had a profound impact on you? You mentioned Steve Novosel, you mentioned James King, you mentioned David Yarbrough. Any other teachers like at Duke Ellington?
Carolyn Kellogg, she was the bass teacher.
Okay, yeah, I think
Yeah.
Corker told me about
Nah,
that.
she's awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
one time we asked her to sight read because she didn't play jazz. Actually, she played classical music, but when she gigs, she would do bluegrass.
Wow.
Right,
yeah.
of all things, but yeah. But we asked her to sight read Donna Lee one time, and she just like, like, oh, we was just
Wow.
like, wow, with the bow. He was like, what? I mean, it was very impressive to see, you know, when you're young.
Gotcha. Wow. Now, were you in the go-go? You from D.C., Chocolate City.
Yeah.
Were you in go-go? Did you go to the go-go clubs and all that?
No, I didn't go to Google Club.
You didn't go? Okay.
No, I mean, because like I said, when I grew up, it was rough. You know?
Yeah.
And I wasn't rolling deep. I didn't have a crew.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I had friends, but I didn't have a crew.
Gotcha.
You going up in the go-go, you need a crew.
Yeah,
you know, you need a crew, man. But I played in a couple of go-go bands, and we played some parties. You know,
Gotcha.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Duke Ellington.
Yeah, man.
What made you choose Duke Ellington?
Because I was in the youth orchestra. I just started playing bass. You know, I wanted to.
It was like a natural progression.
Yeah, I think it was a natural progression. Yeah.
Wow. And did you have to audition to get in?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Because that's when I had to do the sight reading. And I couldn't really read above the middle C.
Wow.
That's why it sticks in. Do you remember those things?
Yeah. So was David Yarbrough, or did he audition you?
Man, I don't know, man. That was like 40 years ago. 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't remember. Because, you know, at that age, you're just like, okay, I got to do what? I got to go where? You know, the relationships came later where I know
Gotcha.
who else.
What was it like going to Duke Ellington back then? I mean, what was the vibe?
Wake up very early and come home very late.
Wow.
Yeah, because my freshman year, there was another bass player, upperclassman. They were planning a trip for the summer, and he couldn't go because he had issues with his passport. So Mr. Yarbrough told me to start coming in 7 o'clock Monday mornings.
Wow.
You know, basically to learn jazz.
Wow.
You know, so yeah. And then because usually freshmen weren't allowed to be in the jazz band,
Okay.
but they made an exception for me because I was subbing for this dude.
Gotcha.
So I learned very early about the power of
Yeah.
being prepared to sub. You know?
Yeah. Gotcha.
But yeah, we would have rehearsals late at night, and it was cool. In the morning, after the jazz lesson, we would have the academics, lunch break, and then we have the arts for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Corcoran told me you were there before him. You were a little couple years maybe.
Yeah.
So who else was there when you were there that we might know?
Janelle Gill,
Okay. Wow.
Al Strong.
Did Davante McCoy go? Davante, did he go to the Delta?
Davante McCoy.
He was there?
Yeah, he was a senior when I was a freshman.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
What about Cherie? Sweet Cherie?
No, Cherie is older. I didn't see her.
She was older?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I know Cherie. Don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chuck Brad.
Yeah.
Sweet Cherie.
Yeah. Wow. Now let's talk about your kinship with Eric Wheeler,
Yeah, man.
Ben Williams, and Corcoran Hope. The name I gave y'all, the Four Baseketeers, like the Four Musketeers.
Yeah.
The Four Baseketeers.
Okay. I dig it.
Did y'all all go to Duke Ellington?
Yeah, but I wasn't there when Ben got there
Okay.
because he came, I think, the year after I left. I think he's 5 years.
Okay.
Or 4 years younger than me.
So who did you know first, Eric Wheeler or?
Corcoran and Eric. I met them around the same time.
Okay. They were both in the
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's.
And I met Ben actually later. I was already in college. And
Okay.
everybody was telling me about this young cat because he was studying piano with Janelle.
Yeah.
So I actually learned about him through Janelle Gill.
Oh wow.
And Ben called me to play his senior recital for him because he wanted to play Spain on piano, so he wanted me to play bass.
What really? Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it.
Wow.
I look out for the the bros.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know him so well at the time, but
Yeah.
that's what cats did for me.
Yeah, no doubt. So who's the oldest out of all y'all?
I'm the oldest.
Oh, so you the old hit.
Yeah.
So I like how you did that. I'm the oldest.
I'm a big bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So were y'all competitive? I mean, was it
No.
or was it just y'all
Nah, it's-
iron sharpen iron type of thing?
Nah, man, it was. I mean, literally, it was all love. Literally, I mean, it was never any competition between any of us. We all love everybody else's success. That's for real.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even to the day. Even
Yeah.
yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah.
I mean, everybody working. Why would we hate?
Yeah,
You know?
that's right. Yeah.
You know, we sub for each other. You know.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Y'all moved to New York. Y'all lived in New York. Did y'all hang in New York?
Corcoran used to come over to the crib all the time, man.
Wow.
Like after the gigs, because we both lived in Brooklyn.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man. We had a lot of late night sessions, you know, just chilling, listening to music, you know, playing NBA 2K.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah.
That's how I got into basketball, trying to keep up with Corcoran from beat me. Yeah.
Wow. Man, that's cool, man. What was it like working with Davey Yarbrough?
It was good. You know, Yarbrough, he was, you know, he's a great educator.
Yeah.
And a really good guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked out for us. He gave us everything that we needed to succeed, to push us in the right direction, to make us curious about what's possible, what's out there.
Beautiful.
He exposed us to this stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Beautiful. And he's still doing
He
it.
saw it in me before, like freshman year. I didn't even know. I was just like, I'm going to study business, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Wow. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah. I love him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first jazz gig?
First jazz gig. I do not. I mean, I'm sure it had to be like probably a school thing. I remember my first gig ever playing bass. You know,
Yeah.
it was like classical bass.
Wow.
That was I was nervous.
You were nervous?
Yeah, I was very nervous. But when I got to Duke Ellington, you know, we started performing so much that the nerves just kind of went away. Because he's like, okay, it's going to be another gig.
Yeah.
I mean, but in general, I prepare myself.
Yeah.
But the nerves went away a long time ago.
I remember we played for a stretch at HR.
Yeah.
Was Benito Gonzalez? Was he?
Benito,
I think,
yeah.
And then I think I did a little recording. I did a little jazz thing.
Yeah.
I think you went, yeah, man. And then you moved to New York, or you left, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember we had a little thing. And that was some fun times.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So yeah, man, it's great to see our cast, man, just blossom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, all right. Now, were you working a lot in D.C. before you went off to college?
Not so much because I was with the school. You know, I was in high school.
Okay.
I left to go to college.
Gotcha. Okay. Right at. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then basically I did some gigs down there, saved up to get a car, and then I started working more and more.
Yeah. And you said you went to North Carolina University?
North Carolina Central University.
North Carolina Central University.
Yeah.
And you chose them because they gave you scholarship and a room and board.
Yeah, and my band was going down there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What was your major?
Music performance,
Okay.
and jazz studies.
What was the experience like? I mean, down there? Did they have a good music program?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, they had good teachers. You know, I mean, we swung like crazy. Mm-hmm. They had that down home.
Yeah.
You know, bump. You know, but that's also because my man Bean, Jeremy Clemens, he came from St. Louis, and we all arrived at the school at the same time. And also my boy Yaji Hampton, Jeremy, he's in LA now, but we all were freshmen together, so we all kind of grew up.
Yeah.
And it was cool because I'm coming from Washington D.C., like Duke Ellington, you know.
Yeah.
Literally, I know a lot of Duke Ellington music, and Bean was coming from like the Count Basie, you know, Midwest sound.
Yeah.
So he would drop all, different tunes on me, to check out. But there were older cats there. There was still Will Terrell there, who played with Betty Carter. He had came back to school to finish his degree. He had already been out on the road.
Yeah.
There was Chip Crawford and Eve Cornelius. They had a trio. Now Chip is playing with. He toured at the school, improv. I worked with his band, and also, now Chip, he's basically in Gregory Porter's band now. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Who were you studying bass with?
Down there? I had a teacher, John Brown, but
Okay.
I mean, John could play, but yeah, I don't want to talk bad about John Brown.
Okay. Gotcha.
I mean, he was busy. I'll say that he was busy.
Okay.
So we missed a lot of lessons.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
But you were getting the lessons on the bandstand.
I was getting lessons on the bandstand, but also I would listen to the drummers' lessons. Like when I didn't have my lesson, I'll sit there and check out the drummers. So I think that kind of helped me out.
Gotcha. Wow, that's what's up. What was that area like?
Country.
Country.
Country. I mean, now it's...
Was it boring? I mean...
No, it wasn't boring. It wasn't boring. I mean...
Yeah.
I mean...
Y'all made it fun.
We made it fun.
Yeah, gotcha.
I mean, because everybody's on campus, so it's like summer camp that don't end.
And you obtained your Bachelor of Music degree?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you went to grad school.
Yeah. I took a year off, and then I went to Queens College.
Okay. And when we were playing at HR, what period was that? Was that after all the schools? After?
That was basically before I moved to New York, like in a year, because I was coming back and forth.
Gotcha. Now, were you at Were you in grad school before?
Yeah,
And
Queens.
this is when you were, so Queens, you went to school to Queens. What made you go to Queens?
'Cause I was planning on going to New York anyway.
Okay.
And I wanted to get my master's.
Gotcha.
And Queens was, the program was cool, and it was affordable.
Yeah, wasn't Antonio Hart teaching there? And Jimmy Heath?
Yeah, Antonio Hart was still.
Was Jimmy Heath there?
Jimmy Heath was already gone.
He already left? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you study bass with anyone there?
Yeah. Leon Dorsey.
Okay. Was that a good experience?
Yeah, it was a really good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you in Queens, did you start hanging out on the scene in New York while you was in college?
Yeah, of course.
All right. At that time, what was it like? What years was this about?
I moved to New York in 2002.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was still some. Yeah.
New York was still New
yeah,
York.
Yeah.
I caught the tail end of many facets.
Yeah. So you got up in there?
Yeah, I mean, jam sessions were killing. Zinc Bar, the old Zinc Bar was still around. Where you had Jeff Tain Watts playing there every Monday if he was in town. With, Ron Afif and Essie.
And the music was a high level?
Music was a supreme level, man, in New York when I got there. It seemed like everywhere that you go, cats was just hitting hard.
Wow.
So it made you want to hit hard.
Yeah.
If you didn't hit hard, it's like, why are you here?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Were you intimidated?
Intimidated? Nah, I was impressed.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed.
Okay.
I was impressed.
Inspired? Did it inspire you?
Yeah, impressed. Yeah, exactly. Inspired.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say intimidated because it's music, man.
Yeah.
My whole thing is, this guy says a lot. This guy says a lot, but I'm sure of what I'm saying.
Cool.
I mean what I say.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Yeah. So you was secure in your own thing.
Because I never really tried to sound like anybody else. I can appreciate everything that everybody does, and of course you absorb some things, but my whole thing is to just mean what I say when I say it.
Yeah.
And if you could do that musically, then you get called for some gigs.
Yeah. No doubt.
And if people don't like what I'm saying, then that's not the gig for me, and that's okay.
Now, did you, as a result of hanging out, did you form some lasting relationships with some of the cats?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So that's, man, some days I think I should have went to New York, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah, But,
It's all good, man. Different.
hindsight is 20/20, they say. Let's talk about the bass.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I was checking you out, man. And I said, man, the way you look when you play the bass, man, you make it look easy. Yeah. I mean, it's like, you don't, some cats be frowning. You know what I'm saying? Get you just, and then you have a real solid time.
Yeah.
Is that something you worked on, or is just that's how you do you?
Yeah, I just try to be relaxed. When I was in North Carolina Central, good friend of mine, brother, Alvin Atkinson, he great drummer. I used to play gigs with him. We used to travel, Wilmington. It was the first time I was starting to play like some high level gigs off the regular because he was a high level drummer, and we would play these crazy tempos, and I would barely hang on. So I asked him, I was like, man, how do you play so fast? He said, breathe slow. And it just clicked in my head like immediately. The point is just be calm. You don't need all that other stuff. It's okay if you do that. That's what make you feel good.
Yeah.
But you tire yourself out when you do that.
Yeah.
You could play longer and more consistent if you just chill.
Wow. Is it like a think slow, but play fast?
Yeah, I think slow too, man. It's like even the tempo, I'm just thinking boom, 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 boom.
Gotcha. Wow.
Because when you try to think all that da-da-da-da-da-da,
Yeah.
it could become, I don't know, on the edge that you don't really, that you can't really control. You know?
No doubt.
You might rush
That's
the
some
band.
wisdom right there, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. Now, How do you remember as a bass player? How do you remember all these songs, man?
I don't remember all the songs. I mean, I'm terrible with names. I know a lot of more songs than I think I do. My problem is the names.
Really?
I'm terrible with names. But you can hear. I have a good ear, so I hear my way through it. If I've heard it, then I could probably get through it. But hopefully, whoever else is on the gig, they won't leave me on an island. You know.
Man, that's something
I know how to follow.
Gary Bartz talks about using your ear.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about Roy, because Roy, I read something where Roy developed the ability to play off of sound, play by ear. You know, see the way I learned you see them chord changes, you can do this on it, you know.
Yeah.
And but I wanna get to that level where I can just play off of sound, like play with, you know. That's on the edge. That's like hanging on the ledge, bro.
Yeah.
For me, but do you rely on your ear a lot?
Yeah, I mean, I just always try to think melody when I'm playing, whether it's a solo, whether it's a bass line, whether it's a feel. I'm just always thinking melody and rhythm.
But how do you learn a song? Do you listen to it and just play along with the record, or like when you said I want to learn, I hear Rhapsody, you know, something like that. Like, do you make it a point to learn? I need to learn all these songs, or you just learn them, just being on the gig and somebody or the jam session and somebody call them?
I mean, I just listen to the tune. If I want to learn a song, then I'll listen to it. A couple of times, you know, before I even touch an instrument.
Okay.
And from ear training, I could hear the progressions, you know.
Yeah.
You hear it first, you know, then start thinking about the science.
Do you think of the form? Like AABA or that kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, because if I listen to it a couple of times, then I'm going to know the form, you know.
What about your ability to, is it easy to play through the keys on bass?
What you mean play through the keys?
Like, let's say somebody, you know, you get a cat like George Coleman and them, they may take like giant steps and point up every chord, you know, or Cherokee, you know. Is that hard to do on bass? Or I mean,
what you mean hard? I mean, it's difficult if you don't practice that.
Okay.
But you know, I never really been one to just go to the keys. Probably should have, you know, but you use the ear because it's a blueprint. If this is what it is, okay, you're going up, move it. You know.
Oh wow.
You're going up, move it again. Because in that aspect, you literally could just shift your hand and be in a different key. You know, if your fingers are consistent, but classical training helps with that.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You shared a secret. So your secret to playing fast tempos is kind of slowing it down in your mind.
Yeah. See bigger space. You know.
Okay. Now, what about those calluses, man?
They come.
Do they? So you have to keep your calluses up?
Yeah, they come and go. You know, during the pandemic, I'm sure a lot of bass players lost their stuff. You know.
Corcoran was telling me that. I mean, so you had to get them back up?
Yeah, and you know, my family, my wife and daughter, they like the beach, so we be in the water. You know, and water is very, you know, not the best thing for trying to develop calluses. Then when you go back to playing the gig, it can be painful.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know, whatever. It is what it is.
Wow. I hear you, man.
You know, you gotta play.
Yeah. Let's talk about the late great Mr. Roy Hargrove.
Okay.
You know, man, that's my dude, man. I met Roy in high school. We were in high school, and he was a special kind of cat, bro.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, like you could hear that back then. I mean, like when he was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? Do you remember when you first heard Roy?
When I first heard Roy. You mean live?
Just record? Just like when you said, "Oh damn, that's Roy Hargrove," and was like, okay.
The first time I heard Roy was was at Duke Ellington. He came to the school. I guess they had some gigs down here, and they played. I didn't really know who he was, but the trumpet players they knew. They said, "Oh, that's Roy, that's Roy, that's Roy." I was like, "Okay, cool," you know. And he played, and of course he sounded good, you know. But I think at the time I was like probably looking at a girl or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny.
And I mean, for real, man.
No, it's cool. That's real.
No, but I definitely knew. I was like, yeah, I like that. Dude was cool, and he was young.
Yeah,
That impressed me.
Yeah.
You know?
And he had
He
one
had
thing about Roy, he had
dreadlocks.
Yeah, he had swag, and he just was unique, man. He actually he created a style to me, and I don't know if it's the fusion of the bebop and the hip hop, and he was able to get that. But he had to. I see it put like this. I know a lot of trumpet players that were chasing Roy.
Yeah.
You know, and they weren't Roy, and I'm talking about name cats. But I could say, okay, that's they stole that from Roy. So he was a cat that kind of, I would say, an innovative kind of cat.
Yeah.
You know, man. And man, he just had that thing. He reminds me of like the modern Lee Morgan, in that Lee was cool. You know, I'm sure Lee had the ladies. You know, the ladies loved Roy because it was something about it. He had a personality, and he was just at wonders with the music. So he has a special.
Roy's an artist.
Yeah, man. But how did you get the gig with Roy?
The chair was available, and at the time I was roommates with Montez Coleman, and
This in college?
no, this is in New York.
In New York, okay, yeah. You finished college, so you were living in New York.
Yeah, I was living in New York when I got the gig with Roy. Basically, I knew the drummer because he rented out. He was one of my roommates. He also had a house in St. Louis, but everybody had a spot to crash in New York. So he was playing with Roy, Montez Coleman, and also I had met Dwayne Burno a few years ago.
That's my homie.
When I was in North Carolina Central, he came down there.
Yeah.
So Dwayne was subbing the gig because I think they were about to change the bass chair, and I had knew both of those cats, and the chair was available, so they told the manager about me. And actually, Roy, he had heard me also, I think playing at JoJo's. Actually, before
Quincy?
Yeah, before I moved to New York.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got the call from the manager. He said, can I make this recording? And I was like, what? So my first gig playing with Roy was a recording.
Really? What recording was that?
It was the one for the Verve Disney joint. Disney collaboration CD.
Okay, wow.
We did Everyone Wants to Be a Cat. That ended up being the title track of the album.
Wow.
So I got to the studio, and I was like, I saw the manager. I was like, yeah, so what are we going to record? And he was like, man, I sent you the music in the email. I was like, nah, you didn't. So I showed him my phone. He was like, oh, sorry. So basically I had to learn 2 tunes there.
Wow.
Right there on the spot. And that's how I started playing Roy. And after that, later that night, me and John Baptiste was playing Cleopatra's Needle, and I was on bass. And the drummer was on bass too, I can't remember his name. On the gig also. But Roy came out, and he played the tunes we just recorded.
Wow.
But then I got a call to do a tour, and I almost couldn't do it because I was doing the Rhythm Road tour, one of those jazz ambassador tours for the State Department. But it just worked out where I was able to lead that tour and fly immediately to Roy's tour. And we were out for like a month. I was already out a month with the State Department. So then I had a month with Roy. And at the end of that tour, we were, out back, hanging, chilling. And he told me, he said, he's like, you make Montez play different.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, man, I didn't know I was missing that, I was just used to, what it was. And then he said, I'm glad I found a bass player. And I was like, yeah, me too, man.
Wow.
And that's when I knew I had the gig.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you remember the first gig y'all did?
With Roy?
With Roy. Do you remember the first gig?
Oh, the first live hit? Yeah, I think we were in Houston. Houston.
Were you nervous?
I was anxious, you know, a little bit, maybe a little nervous, but I wouldn't really call it nerves. It's just like, you know,
Yeah.
it's kind of like adrenaline, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
Energized.
Who were the cats playing in the band when you got there? Like, who were the mainstay cats?
It was well, the piano chair was kind of rotating, so it was like between John Baptiste and Joe Holmes at the time.
I remember Joe. Yeah, Joe was.
And Montez was on drums, Justin Robinson, you know. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what was Roy like as a band leader?
He was cool.
He was cool.
Yeah, he was cool. You know, you always want to make sure the cats were cool, you know, making sure we were good.
Yeah. Did y'all rehearse like?
No, we didn't rehearse so much.
Really?
It was very rare that we rehearsed. Most times we just get on the stage and he just start to play.
Wow. But do you don't know you don't know which songs you're gonna play?
Nope. Because before that first tour, I ran into him at Fat Cat. I was like, yeah, man. Like when I got the call to do the tour, I was like, you know, he's hanging out with Fat Cat. I was like, yeah, man. I'm glad we're doing this tour, man. It's cool. You know, thanks for having me on the recording, and I'm glad to do this tour with you. I've been checking out the Air Food, you know. I was like, we're going to do stuff off of that? He's like, yeah, we're going to do that and some other things. So then when we got to the first gig, he just got up on stage and started playing.
Really?
Yeah, man. Yes.
What do you do in that situation, bro?
You go.
You go?
He press start and you go. You know, that's it. You got to go.
Man, that's another level. That's some other level type of stuff, man.
One time, man, you know, I made a mistake. You know, I played like the wrong note or something. I was like, my bad, Roy. Like on the break, I ain't know that tune. He's like, so he goes, it's okay. If you play a wrong note, just play it strong. You know, say it, make it right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Wow, that's cool, man. But that's interesting, man, because y'all were very tight as a band. Like, I mean, it's like, I don't know if that's from playing with each other. You kind of breathe. You know how to breathe.
Yeah.
But I mean, arrangements and.
Yeah.
I mean, did he give you music to check out to say, okay, check this out?
Yeah, sometimes he'll say, check out a tune.
Or he'll bring us a new song?
Yeah, but a lot of times, you know, the arrangements kind of just happened of us playing, because we had so many gigs that, you know, after playing the tunes, you know, the arrangements kind of create themselves, you know.
Did you learn anything, any takeaways from your experience? First of all, how long did you play with Roy?
I played with Roy 9 years.
9 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Did you learn? Did you have some takeaways, like things that really helped you? You know.
Yeah, just about, you know, playing strong.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's a fast bop tune or some funk or a ballad. You know.
Yeah.
Just always play strong, even if you're playing soft. Play that soft strong.
Gotcha.
You know.
Gotcha. That's what's up.
And just always being ready and listen.
No doubt. So I know that during the end of his life, he was having some health challenges.
Yeah.
You know, but he was still traveling.
Yeah.
And performing, and going to sessions, sitting in.
Yeah, he said that anytime there was a session, he was there.
Yeah, man. It was like this cat was a soldier.
Yeah. Straight
up, man. Did you guys have a way of looking out for him while you were on the road? Like, did y'all have a system that making sure he was good?
No, I mean he was good. If he's on the road, he was good. You know.
Yeah.
Of course, you know he had health issues, but everybody have health issues.
Yeah. Okay.
He handled it. His schedule was hectic, more hectic than ours.
Yeah.
But you know he was always down for the hang.
Yeah. But you know, like in any band, everybody has different chemistry with the different cats.
Yeah.
In the band. Did you have a certain chemistry? Did your chemistry with Roy?
Yeah, man.
Might have been different than Justin's, that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and Roy, we had our hangs.
Gotcha.
You know, I hung with Roy as my road dog. Roy would always make sure I was straight. He's like, man, you straight? I was like, nah, man. He's like, man, come on.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what's up.
You know, we go out, you know, get something to eat, whatever.
Yeah.
Roy is kind of guy that literally would give you shoes off of his feet. Like,
Wow.
I mean, because he had so much stuff, literally, man. He gave the last piano player, Tadataka, some brand new, like, Jordans or something.
Really? Wow.
Because he wore them, like, one time, but he didn't have no space in his bag because he bought some other stuff. Yeah, he bought me, like, 3 brims, you know.
Wow, that's what's up.
Yeah, no, he was a good guy. Bought my daughter a hat, you know.
Yeah.
No, he was a very giving guy, musically and just, you know.
Yeah, man, I got him on my funk project, man. I was just like,
Yeah.
and he did it, man. I said, what? I called him up, man. I knew he was coming to Blues Alley. I said, yo, Roy, man, can you give me some love?
Yeah.
And man, he was right there, man.
Yeah.
And so he beautiful. I always thank him for that, man. You know.
Yeah.
You also played with his big band?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did he do the arrangements of those? Or did the cats do it? How did that go?
Yeah, he did some, but also I think Jason had one. Jason Marshall.
Marshall. Okay, yeah.
I think Saul had an arrangement. I think Gerald Clayton. Yeah, different cats had arrangements too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How talented would you say Roy was?
It's just sad to see him gone because he had so much more to give. You know?
Yeah. No, definitely, man.
Endless talent that sadly truly ended.
Yeah.
You know, but his influence lives on.
Yeah, no doubt. I noticed he stopped recording doing his own albums at a while. So were you on any besides that recording that were you on any other recordings?
We recorded. I don't know when it's coming out, but we recorded something like this is a few years back. We recorded during the finals, like Golden State and Cleveland.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we recorded, I think, something like 25, 28 tracks or something.
Oh, so did some stuff in the can?
Yeah, there's some stuff in the can, man.
Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I hope they get that stuff out there.
Yeah, I hope so. You'll see.
Yeah.
It definitely needs to be out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember, man, I haven't seen a record out after a while, you know.
It's a good record, too.
Wow,
you know?
That's crazy. Do you know anything about that Roy Hargrove documentary?
No, I don't really know about that.
Okay. Beautiful, man. Who else have you performed with?
A lot of cats, man.
I mean, give us some names. Like,
I mean, you mean just done gigs with? Because as far as bands, I haven't really been in too many bands.
okay, who have you performed some name cats?
I mean, as far as bands, I was in Winard's Harper's band before I joined Roy's band.
Oh, okay.
And I was in his band for like 7 years.
Okay, what's up?
I also played with Chip Crawford and Eve Cornelius group for many years. Like I said, now he's playing with Gregory Porter. But as far as like random hits, I've done stuff with like Javon Jackson.
Yeah.
I've subbed for Corcoran with Kenny, Garrett.
Yeah, I did see something with you. You subbed with Kenny?
Yeah, it was a sub. Though,
Yeah.
You know, Corcoran, he gave me many sub gigs. Yeah, man, it's just cats, man.
Yeah, wow.
I'm not a name dropper, but I played with some people.
Hey, man, dropping. I mean, it's all good to me. It's all good.
But a lot of people.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Every gig is important.
Every gig is important.
Yeah,
you know?
I got you. Yeah.
You know, I like to play, with the cats at Mr. Henry's.
I got you, no doubt. That's what's up.
I missed the days at HR 57.
Yeah.
You did?
I got you. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. I saw you doing something with Greggy. Was that Greggy Hutchins?
Yeah, Greg. I played with Greg.
Yeah, man. It's just, yeah.
Greg was my best man at my wedding.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He signed the witness.
Really?
Yeah, that's my man. That's my man.
That's what's up, man.
That's my man.
That's what's up, man. Let's talk about your CD.
Okay.
Your debut CD, man. You got it right here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right here.
The Groove Lab.
The Groove Lab. I don't know where you're looking.
Yeah, it's the Groove Lab.
All of them.
I listened to that junk, man, last night and was like pleasantly surprised.
Right here.
Yeah, cause I'm used to you doing the ding 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 ding.
Oh, you got that on there too, though.
Yeah. But man, just the conceptual thing, it was really hit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, this cat is really like got some nice stuff here.
Thanks,
You
man.
know, and it's some really groove stuff. It goes all different places, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know you played that electric like that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I said, man, you did a wonderful job on that jump, bro.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Who are some of the cats on the CD?
In the rhythm section, we have, of course, myself playing both acoustic and electric bass. Mostly 5-string. I think I play a 4-string electric on there too. But I have Cyrus Chestnut playing all keys and Rhodes and piano, organ, synth. A lot of people don't know Cyrus even do that.
Yeah.
But I have Craig McDonald on guitar, Greg Hutchison on some of the tracks, and Jeremy Bean Clemens. I have 2 vocalists, Mavis Swanpool and Ramona Dunlap. And for horns, I got my man Roy. He blessed me.
Roy Hargrove.
Roy Hargrove and Stacy Dillard playing tenor and soprano.
Yeah, beautiful, man.
Yeah, man, good man.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Now, how would you describe the music on that CD?
Feel good.
You say feel good?
Yeah.
Definitely, man. And has it made some noise? I went
What
up
you mean
to 10.
noise? I mean, I don't know. I haven't been on any charts that I know of. I mean, I'm on an Italian label, so actually, it's funny. The CD kind of just popped up. It came out of nowhere. But cats like it. I have a couple of successful tours in Europe with
You've done that. You toured with that music.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had 2 tours touring this project.
Did you try to use the same cats on the album, or did you use?
Yeah, I used the same cats. Well, the ones that were available.
Yeah.
The first time I had Greg Hutchinson on drums. The second tour, Bean did it. So I can't carry the whole band. It's too expensive. And Stacey couldn't make it the first tour, so I had Marcus Strickland sub. And Cyrus is super hard to get, so I had David Bryant. The second tour I had Mark Carey.
Okay,
Yeah, Josh Evans.
Yeah.
Something for Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All wonderful musicians.
Yeah.
Man. What was your inspiration for doing the CD?
I just wanted to be. The concept was to showcase all original music.
You wrote most of the music on it?
Yeah, I wrote all of the music.
Okay.
The vocalists, they wrote the lyrics to the tunes and the melodies to the tunes. But I told them the story.
Gotcha.
And they hooked it up. They really blessed it.
Wow.
But I wanted it to be like a total evening, like a night out on the town. You know, you go out, date night.
Yeah.
You know, you might want to go get your cocktails first, so you have like a little jazz. Then you go to the concert.
No doubt.
You know, you get the, sexy warm time.
Yes, sir.
You know. But then after,
All that's in there too, man.
and then after you got the late night set.
Wow.
You know, bring back the cats.
Wow. So how'd you develop your composing chops? Were you always composing, or is it something that you
Just playing at the piano. I like piano.
Okay.
Even when I was at the youth orchestra, they used to have these old pianos out in the hallway. So between classes and rehearsals, I would just always play on the piano.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Now, you playing the bass is almost we call it sideman. Now you're moving into leadership position.
Yeah.
Was that an adjustment?
Yeah, it's an adjustment. More problems.
More problems?
Yeah, as a side man, you can just show up and be professional. I'm very.
Which side you like, the leader or the sideman?
I mean, they're both are cool. I mean, being a leader, I get to choose the music, so
Gotcha.
that's cool. And
Yeah.
but other than that, I don't know. I like being a side man too because I like to play with other people. I like to play other people's music as well.
Now, when you perform live, how was your music received by the audience?
They loved it.
Really?
Yeah, everybody was just like, what I always hear, it's like, I never liked jazz, but now I like this. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
So you want to continue to
Yeah.
push that organization, that group? Okay.
Yeah, well, I don't know what the next project will be. You know,
Okay.
this is a moment in time, like a gig, you know?
So it's a moment in time?
Yeah, you know how you had those killing gigs?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, remember that time?
Yeah,
man.
I got you.
And I already toured this twice. I mean, I'll always play these tunes, but maybe not in totality, you know?
Wow. Beautiful. Wow, man. Man, you've doing some great stuff, man. We got some final questions.
Yeah, man.
Okay. I've read that you've actually resided in Rome.
Yeah.
What was it like living in Rome?
Rome is nice. My neighborhood is called Trastevere, which is a very touristic neighborhood. There are a lot of bars and pubs and cafes, and there's shopping.
So did you go see where the Pope be and all that kind of thing? And when they used to have
Yeah.
you saw all that stuff with the Olympics and all that.
Yeah, see all these things. In my neighborhood, I could walk to the Coliseum in like 15 minutes.
Really?
But at the same time, I could leave my front door and be walking to my gate at the airport in an hour if I time it right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wow.
It's very nice.
Yeah. So you ever, what does the Pope, like, can you ride and say, oh, the Pope lives right there?
Yeah, man. It'll take a little while to get there from my house. Maybe.
But you've seen where the Pope?
Of course. Yeah,
wow.
yeah. I've been all over Rome.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
What made you decide to live in Rome?
I met my wife there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Went in Rome.
I love it.
Hey. Went in Rome.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, we have a beautiful daughter. So
beautiful. Yeah. So what is it like being a husband and a father?
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
You ever bring them to DC?
Yeah, they were just here. We arrived April 2nd, and they went back on the 17th, but I had to stay for work.
Beautiful, man. Yeah, man. Beautiful. I wanted to ask you this. How'd you come up with, like, putting your hat on it? What's that part of the bass? On the top of the bass?
Yeah, man.
On the bass? Is that the neck?
No, it's just like the scroll.
The stroke, yeah.
But, yeah, man. So my first tour with Roy, we played this gig in La Défense, which is like an outskirt of Paris.
Yeah.
So I bought this new hat. It was clean. It was a nice drink, cream color. Summertime. So when we got to the venue, it was super dirty out there, and it was hot. Normally I would just put it on an amp or something, but everything was dusty and dirty. So I put it up there.
Wow.
And it stuck.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
That's your signature. That's your signature thing.
I mean, a lot of people saw me do it. You
still do it?
Of course.
Okay,
I still get hot, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, couple more questions. What's next for Ameen Saleem?
I leave tomorrow. I'm going out with Steve Carrington, Joe Holmes, and Dorota. I don't want to say her last name wrong. I can't really pronounce it. But we're going to Germany and Poland for the next, I guess, 10 days.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. Yeah. You like riding them planes, man, on long flights?
It doesn't bother me.
Really?
I sleep.
Yeah. But you still got
I sleep or watch a movie.
Yeah. All right. Last question, man. How can people contact you if they want to learn about what you're doing and how to get in touch with you? You can look in the camera.
I'm on every, well, I'm not going to say everyone, but I have WhatsApp. I got Messenger. People contact me through Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of work, a lot of students that way. I'm very approachable. Just holler.
Yeah. So what if I wanted to get you on a record? How I do that?
But no, this guy asking me, hold on, shut it down. Man, my number been the same 202 number.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Now it just works with WhatsApp too, but it's the same 202.
Okay, well I got you.
You got me.
Okay,
you got me.
I definitely got to do something, man. Yeah,
man.
Anyway, man, I want to thank you for gracing us with your presence, man, and taking some time to be with us, man.
Man.
Sharing some of your story, and informing us, man. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, man.
So
pleasure.
Safe travels.
I appreciate it.
And hope to see you soon.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let me know when you're coming back in town.
Definitely will.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. There you go. There you have it. We've been listening to the wonderful bassist, Mr. Ameen Saleem. This is a conversation in jazz, and we'll see you on the next one.